Main event was good.
Yeah, it was solid. I mean, exciting fight. I mean, what else do you expect? I thought Choi was fucking doing a really good job in the main event. He was definitely tagging him. You know what the thing about Jeremy Stephens? Every time he gets hit, he looks like he gets angry. It's like that scene in Rocky. Where it's like, he keeps on going, whatever the scene is, like, he keeps on getting hit. He's like, no, he's not getting hit. He's getting mad. And that's what Jeremy Stephens brings. And every time he got hit, he just came back like he was taking it very, very personally.
Hold on. I want to take it back to the start, but prior to us taking it back to the start, I want to know how long you're going to hold that
It's
microphone
infuriating.
like that.
So
because
angry.
it's actually a very heavy microphone. So,
my forearm is getting a workout right now.
At some point, you're going to have to join the Michael Bisping Club of podcasting and lean forward and speak into it. No, let's talk about what happened leading into the fights. Of course, there was a lot of drama. A lot of people didn't make weight. Zach Cummins didn't make weight. Uriah Hall didn't make weight. Vitor Belfort didn't fight. There was a lot of controversy there. Paige Van Zandt broke her arm. A lot of stuff happened. Let's talk about the weight cutting fiascos. So people don't make weight these days, and now they have this performance institute. That seems to be like a reason that people, like an excuse that they use for not making weight. Oh, the people at the PI said this and they said that, and his liver failed and he had to go to hospital.
Is the Performance Institute?
And he blacked out.
What is the Performance Institute? That's a UFC.
It's a UFC facility basically to go and train, and they have some very, very, very good people. They
have doctors on hand.
They have doctors, all that type of thing. It's a fantastic facility. It really is. Now, when people don't make weight, when they pass out like Uriah Hall did, when they, go to hospital and all this type of thing. That's an excuse. They say, oh, he didn't make weight because he passed out. You know why he passed out? Because he tried to cut too much weight. And why did he try and cut too much weight? Because he wasn't disciplined in the training camp. It's as simple as that. If I try and cut, let's say, 20 pounds hard, I might have to go to the hospital. But I know I can't cut that amount of weight. So I diet down through hard work and sacrifice and running and training and all that shit, so that I get down to 10, 12 pounds, and then I cut that with water.
Right.
If you're having to go to the hospital because you didn't cut weight, because you couldn't make weight because your liver failed or you passed out or whatever it is, it's because you did too much.
Well, then also they kind of have a almost like a victim mentality, and people go like, what's going on with the sport, man? These guys are just, they're killing themselves to cut weight. But the reality is not everybody is. There are guys in the sport who have never missed weight for a fight ever. I think that it's, obviously
never miss weight. Most fights in the UFC more than anyone. I'm not talking about myself. I mean, I am.
You guys should know that he actually makes me set him up for those things.
Yeah, of course.
We have a little list before the show.
And Dana White spoke about it afterwards. He said that, and I haven't got the quote here right now, but he did say something along the lines of, Uriah Hall was out in LA and in clubs and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true. Dana said it. He's obviously basing it on something. I'm assuming they're facts. But you're bringing up the quote there.
Yeah.
What is the quote? He did say, he said that he was in clubs and he wasn't doing what he needed to. He said that the people in the Performance Institute said that he doesn't take things seriously. By the way, I'm just quoting Dana White. I'm not going on a tirade of abuse about Uriah Hall. Go ahead.
Let's see. This is Dana White. The guys at the UFC Performance Institute said he's he doesn't take it serious. He doesn't take his training serious. He doesn't do what anybody tells him to. He does his own thing. A week before the fight, he went out to LA. He was hanging out in LA in clubs and stuff, so not good. What I think Hall needs to do is to think about fighting at 205 pounds, fight at 205, or show up and do what you're supposed to do. Goes on to say more, and not even a shitty way to say it. Like, actually, Dana White, I think when people miss weight,
well, to be honest,
he gets more pissed.
Yeah, of course he does. He gets very, very mad because think about it. That was the co-main event for me personally. The main event was a fantastic fight, but obviously that's in my weight class, so that was a fight I was looking forward to. Uriah Hall, win or lose, generally entertaining, and Vitor Belfort, love him or hate him, which generally I hate him. He's a fucking asshole. But still, it's still Vitor Belfort.
Right.
Still been around forever. So when that fight is scrapped due to somebody not making weight, of course he's going to be pissed. And I think all those things considered, Dana was actually kind of polite when he said that.
Look, I think...
You see that Vitor is complaining now because he hasn't been paid.
Oh, really?
Vitor's complaining. He's asking UFC to do the right thing.
So pay him for the fight?
Yeah. Vitor's saying, I did everything I needed to.
Is there a rule in place? I know sometimes the UFC will.
Well, I'm going to get to that now. So, Vitor's saying, I did everything I needed to. I did the training camp. I did the press. I turned up for fight week. I weighed in. I did everything I needed to. So, you got to pay me. Now, sometimes the UFC do pay you. And I guess that is discretionary. And Vitor's saying, I signed the contract. You have to pay me. Now, I don't know the clause. And I can't say that I've ever looked and seen the clause, because any time with the contracts, I just look at the amount of money. That's all I'm bothered about. I literally have no idea what those other 75 pages are referring to.
Right.
That's why I have a manager, and he's a very good one. But Audi, at our Paradigm Sports Management, tells me that there is a clause in the contract where the UFC don't have to pay you. That's just the contract. If the fight doesn't go ahead, even if you win, they still don't have to pay you. In the past, they have done that.
I almost feel like you hear about it when they do pay them. I almost feel like it's almost like a nice thing, and the UFC maybe releases the information as marketing or just to kind of let the word get known that they're doing the right thing. But I almost feel like I didn't think it was happening as often as that.
Well, it is a nice PR move from the UFC. Look, we still paid the guy. Now, I don't know how much money Vitor Belfort earns, but some of these people that we're talking about that still get paid, they might be on the undercard. They might be making 10 and 10. They might be making $15,000.
Right. So for $20,000, they get to look like fucking heroes.
If Vitor Belfort's on $750,000 or $800,000, it's a different kettle of fucking fish.
Yeah, dude. And he's retiring.
Fuck this guy. He's leaving anywhere.
Going to do anything else for us.
But the plot thickens. The plot thickens, Lewis.
Uh-oh, here we go.
UFC offered Vitor Belfort a different fight. On the same card.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Did he take it?
Did he take it? I'm going to fucking
take it. He didn't take it. Come on, of course he didn't. That's why we're having this conversation. He didn't take the fight. Guess what?
What?
They offered him a fight next week in Boston.
Impossible.
Did he take the fight?
He had to have.
He didn't take the fight.
No way.
He didn't take the fight.
And he still wants to get paid.
He still wants to get paid.
Wow.
So they offered him 2 fights.
Right.
He didn't take either of them, as we have just got a little excited about. Right. He didn't take either of them. You know what he said?
He wants to fight Michael Bisping in
He
London.
wants to fight Michael Bisping in London. But he still wants paid. If you fight Michael Bisping in London, then maybe you get paid. But you don't get paid for not fighting last night, for not fighting next week, and for fighting in March.
I texted you yesterday because every website in the world was reporting Michael Bisping versus Vitor Belfort. Certain websites were reporting confirmed. That's what BJPenn.com, they don't even care. They will just throw anything out there. Confirmed, Michael Bisping, Vitor Belfort, main event, UFC London. I saw so many different websites that reported that as news that I texted you. I was like, dude, are you fighting Vitor Belfort?
Well, because then I Instagrammed that picture of me and Vitor weighing in on the scale just to further confuse people.
Just for the rumors.
Just for the
sake of it.
No, it's a bloody good picture. It's a great picture. That's why I Instagrammed it. Everybody Instagrams pictures because they look and they think that's a good picture.
That is true.
I was weighing in. I looked good. I had a 6-pack. My old man, shout out Dad, was in the background. I thought he looked very handsome. I thought there's a nice picture. Just so happens it's at the same time that Vitor was calling me out. Am I fighting Vitor Belfort in London? We interviewed Dana White on the FS1 post-fight show last night. He actually said Vitor wants to fight you in London. I'll get back to the office. I'll call you Monday. Of course it's Monday. No phone calls happened. For the record, though,
he forgot it was Martin Luther King Day, though.
I think he did. He's been in Thailand.
Yeah.
You know, so he's a little out of the loop. You know. I'm not fighting Vitor Belfort in London.
0%.
I am not fighting Vitor Belfort in London.
0% chance.
I am not fighting Vitor Belfort in London. 100% chance.
Wait, all right, same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. 100% I'm not fighting him.
You have
0% chance.
You said you may or may not have one more fight left.
Yeah, I may or may not have one more fight.
And for your last fight, you wouldn't want to avenge that loss. You wouldn't want to fight him.
So here's the thing. I don't like Vitor Belfort.
Right.
And people looking at this video, they're probably saying, hey, look at his eye, he looks a fucking mess. And it is part of the reason why I never wanted to do a video podcast before, because my eye is a fucking mess. And it was Vitor Belfort that did it.
I think it makes you look like more of a badass.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
handsome, perfect face, Michael Bisping. I'm not afraid of, dude. But this, I'm like, I wouldn't fuck with this.
I mean, I can pull off most things. You know, but you've got it, Lewis.
Of course.
And he was voided out of his mind. He's a no-drug cheat.
Yeah.
I don't like the guy. I find him to be a hypocrite. It's his last fight. He's probably going to juice like crazy again anyway, because who gives a fuck?
I would.
Who cares? Oh, I failed. So what? Retired. Done.
Yeah.
Gone. So, and not just that. For me, the main reason is, as I say, I don't like the guy, and I've got a lot of, I wouldn't say negative feelings. I don't have negative feelings towards him, if I'm honest, but I just don't want to be associated with him.
Right.
And I know that if we were to fight, it would turn into a typical Michael Bisping performance of trash talk and all this type of thing. And on this, at the weigh-ins and the press conference and all that stuff, I'd be talking shit, and I don't want to do that. This is if I fight in London, it's my last ever fight.
Yeah.
And I want to handle myself the way I handle myself the majority of the time. I don't want it to be some bitter rivalry with a guy that has caused me lasting disfigurement, if you will, and that I'm emotionally charged up against. I want to go out there, put my best foot forward, enjoy the moment, fight somebody that I respect, fight somebody that's going to be a challenge, but as I say, that I have a lot of respect for, and we can do it in a classy way. I know that's not exciting for somebody like you, but
no, it's exciting.
But that's not the way I want to be remembered. I don't want to be remembered for being a dick.
So your final fight,
I feel that Vitor Belfort would bring out that side of my personality.
I never even heard you talk about that. That's an interesting thing, though. I mean, I
want to go there. I want to enjoy it. I want to embrace the moment. I want to live in the moment. I want to be respectful towards my opponent.
Of course.
Basically, thank all the fans of Great Britain for always supporting my career.
It's about having some sort of positivity and positive energy, and not,
and
we walk around with
have a positive speech and maybe deliver a message and be like that, not lunging and arguing and swearing and going at the guy and just acting regrettably, because years later I'd look back and I would regret that.
Well, you want to shake the guy's hand at the end of it.
Of course,
and
I want to embrace.
This is also, not to make it, I think when you do something like, fight with somebody on that level, it's your last fight, the last dance, dude, the last fucking dance, right? The last time you're getting in there,
and I don't want to share that stage.
Yeah,
for whatever reason with an asshole. I don't like the guy. I find him to be a hypocrite.
Yeah, I completely get it, dude. It's your last memory of ever getting into the cage, and you're going, when I look back at that moment, I want to have a fond memory of it.
Yes,
I want to think about the whole from the training camp to the press conferences to the whole thing as something like, dude, I fucking went out and it was something really positive and beautiful.
Exactly.
You got to respect that.